Hey everybody, it's me, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. Welcome back to Beyond BMR vlog number 7. For those of you that don't know what this is, I randomly pick out a video, or not a video, I read something on the internet, and I simply offer my take. Y'all seem to be loving it. I'm going to continue on. Please leave a comment on what you might want to hear. Again, it's random, but I certainly can go to specific websites or pages for that. Thanks for your support. Please subscribe to Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, and also please subscribe to Texas Front Porch. Let's get on with the scrolling here. This is me going raw here. The mysterious universe. Let's stop here. This looks pretty cool. Alleged bleeding statue in Colorado associated with the Ukraine. This was written March 12th by a journalist or by the name of Paul Seaburn. Miracle, a term overused and misused in the media, in sports, and especially in religion. While there's little dispute that a true miracle should be something which can't be explained by natural or scientific laws, few events actually qualify. While a miraculous recovery from a disability could be psychological, a limb that is cut off and then grows would have few denying it was a medically impossible miracle. That bar has to be set extremely low when bleeding statues are called miracles. But that's what we have today in Colorado, where a woman claims her statue of Saint Michael the Archangel, the patron saint of Kiev, Ukraine, appeared to bleed from its head on the day Russia invaded the country and continued to bleed until the blood reached the demon Michael was depicting standing on it. Interesting. He's not crying, he's bleeding from the forehead. The blood passes around his eyes. It doesn't enter his eyes. It was dripping like when you cut yourself and the blood drips out. That's how it appeared. The Catholic news agency reports that Alicia Martinez of Bloomfield, Colorado, claims that her 30-inch tall statue of St. Michael began oozing a dark red liquid on February 23rd. A video posted 2 days later shows the liquid in a shiny state, in a dried state, and seemingly being blotted with a paper towel by Martinez and leaving a reddish mark. She claims the liquid oozed for over a week until it reached the demon under Michael's feet. Something foretold to her by a nun. While other people interviewed on the news and many social media commentators called it a hoax, possibly a money-making one. Mark Haas, public relations director for the Archdiocese of Denver, said that on March 7th. The Archdiocese has been recently informed of this and claims they will investigate. Matthew Schmaltz, an associate professor of religion at the College of the Holy Cross, says the Catholic Church rarely endorses weeping or bleeding statues as miracles because they're so easily to fake. He references 2 cases of statues that wept blood, one in Canada in 1986 and another in Italy in 2006, where the blood turned out to be that of the statue's owner. Other scientific investigations have shown how a porous statue can be placed in a liquid ahead of time to absorb it. The liquid then leaks out of pre-made holes. Sorry, you guys. In 1995, a bleeding Madonna statue was witnessed by 60 people, including the local bishop, but a DNA test showed the blood to be from a male, possibly the statue's owner. Often a statue is merely secretly squirted with blood, water, oil, or another liquid. Oil can be mixed with a solid fat and rubbed on a statue's eyes or face. It will then appear to run when the temperature rises to melt the fat. Then it says here, quote, miracle, a sign or wonder such of a healing or control of nature which can only be attributed to divine power. The definition of miracle, according to this report. The Catechism of the Catholic Church sets a high bar for miracles, but the Church is not above recognizing the benefits of questionable miracle events. In August of 1920, during the Irish War of Independence, newspapers in Templemore, a city suffering from bloody killings, reported the religious statues in a shop and in some homes began bleeding. Soon there were reports of medical cures on a truce, albeit short-lived, was negotiated between the IRA and Crown forces as a result. When the Catholic Church took a position of extreme reserve on the bleeding statues and alleged miracles, a local parish priest was widely quoted saying, "If it's a prank, it will fizzle out. If not, why should I stop it?" At least one Templemore statue was indeed a prank. One bleeding statue was broken open, and inside was an arm clocked, connected to fountain pens and filled with sheep's blood. I'm sorry, you guys, just reading this, it's just, sometimes these people don't put these sentences together. I do apologize. Again, this is raw, just reading it. At certain times, the clock would somehow bump the inserts and squirt blood. Which brings us back to Alicia Martinez and her bleeding statue of St. Michael. Patron of Kiev. She was a patron of Kiev. Will it be explained? Will it inspire anyone? Could this restore the faith or convince them to get out or get some? Can it cause or cease fire in the Ukraine? Probably not. It looks like a hoax, but if not, just don't call it a miracle unless it gets smashed open and the pieces glue themselves back together. You know, we've heard about the Immaculate Conception, right, where the statue of the Blessed Mother Mary bled, right? Again, I'm not pro-religion, pro-Catholic, anything like that. Certainly, I'm just reading this. Hopefully, it's not going to get a censorship on YouTube or whatever. You know, I believe in miracles. You know, the bleeding, I mean, the science behind this, I guess, make out great points, but who's to question whether or not this isn't some divine intervention? You know, I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that instances such as this do occur. And this goes way back eons, centuries ago, where these things have indeed been depicted. Some walls with religious artifacts and other various art form has shown to have blood bleeding from the walls. Personally, I've never seen it. I think that there's legitimacy to these things. I don't think it's something to dismiss, just like anything else, right? Someone tells you saw Bigfoot. Do you dismiss that? Someone tells you that they've seen a UFO. Do you dismiss that? No, I wasn't there. I believe in this stuff. Many of you people believe in this stuff. So people, again, science coming out and saying, no, it's a hoax, is something that needs to be further investigated. Just in my case, in their case, what I'm just trying to say here is they're just going to something that they're not sure of, they're scared perhaps, they don't want to offer an opinion that suggests that maybe it is true just to save their own credibility. We have to investigate these things. We just can't haphazardly say it's a hoax. That's my take. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next week. See you on Brunch with Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, and on Texas Front Porch. Also, if you haven't seen it, Jason McLean Questions Everything. We debuted that show. It was a hit. It's on 10 in the East, 9 in the Central. This might be a good topic of discussion on that show. Thanks. BMR, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob's out. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks a lot.